Hi everybody, Katie Morgan here with Opportunity International. I am sitting next to Andrew McCusker, Head of Education Finance here at Opportunity. We're going to take some time to ask a few questions today and learn about our education finance program. So Andrew, for those of you, our watchers who maybe don't know you, don't know your work here at Opportunity, can you give us a 30-second deep dive into what you do here?
So I lead the education finance program here at Opportunity. We try to get finance into schools, so loans to schools to build classrooms, washrooms, dormitories, and to buy assets like school buses, and also loans to parents and guardians to pay for school fees to stop kids from dropping out of school.
Yeah.
We have a team of about 40 people right now across
That's
20
awesome.
countries. Yeah.
That's really cool. Wow, so you guys have been growing then over the past few years. You're now in 20 countries, you said?
That's right, yeah.
That's really cool. So for those of our viewers who don't know, can you explain what education quality is?
Yeah, sure. So Education Quality is the training program that we provide for the leaders of the schools that borrow money from our financial institution partners. The training program is designed to do two things, to help the leaders of the schools to run their schools as better businesses and to help them to deliver a better quality of education to the kids that go to those schools.
Awesome.
So we run that program right now in about 1,600 of the school borrowers across 6 or 7 countries, and we use our own local staff that look after between 70 to 80 schools at a time.
Wow. Okay, thank you. Looking back at your career, what inspired you to work with Opportunity on education finance?
Yeah, well, it was a bit by chance actually. I spent a bunch of time traveling through sub-Saharan Africa.
Okay.
My previous experience was in financial services with an investment bank, totally different from this. And took some time out and spent a bunch of time camping in every place that I went, in every single village. Schools were overcrowded, didn't have enough teachers, didn't have enough learning materials, and there were kids running around school grounds at like 10 a.m. when they should have been in class.
Yeah.
And this is systematic across the continent. So I came to think about what I could do with my skill set to get more kids into better schools. Ended up moving to Kenya, working for a different organisation where I learnt about low-cost schooling. And then by chance came across Opportunity International and the Education Finance Program. And I guess the difference and the reason that I'm here is that I was looking for something to do that's a scalable model and financially sustainable. There's 617 million kids out of school every day or not learning every day right now. We need a model that's actually scalable and financially sustainable to make a big dent in that.
So thinking of that large number that is, it feels like a very daunting task and something that will take years to accomplish. In the last, let's just say the last year, what strides has your program taken to kind of cut that number down, and what are you really proud of that you guys have accomplished?
So about 2 years ago, there were about 1,500 schools globally that were receiving financing from our financial institution partners. Last month, that number was about 8,400.
Wow.
So that number's grown seriously quickly over a short period of time.
I mean, that's so many more children that are being impacted in so many families. How do you do it? How do you scale that model?
Yeah, so it starts with our relationships with the financial institutions. So a lot of the work that we do up front is with the banks to try to get them or give them confidence that education lending can be sustainable and they can grow a business out of it. So we try to sign on a bunch of banks in a country that might be a target market. And the target markets are determined by effectively need. So the number of kids out of school and the learning outcomes of kids in the school.
Okay.
And then it's about pitching the idea to as many financial institutions, looking for interest back, and then finding those that are most mission aligned to what we're trying to do.
That is great. What's next for education quality and education finance? What do you see on the horizon for 2019?
So just on the financing side, we just want to get loans out to more schools to help them build more infrastructure and effectively get more kids into school.
Yeah.
We're looking to move into new countries. So Nigeria is our most exciting country right now, biggest country in Africa by population, largest number of kids out of school out of any country in Africa.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
No, and it's one that we've put a lot of attention on in the last 6 months, and we've had a great response from financial institutions that are now starting to launch these products.
Wow.
So fingers crossed in 12 months time we'll have a lot more schools have the Nigerian base to talk about.
We'll have to have you back to hear more about that. So stay tuned guys, in 12 months we'll talk to you again. Something specifically, you just mentioned that you're in Nigeria, but is that your most exciting project you're working on, or is there anything else that we should know about for education finance?
Yeah, probably on the education quality side. So Nigeria, a lot of the work has been done over the last 6 months, certainly of my time. On the education quality side, which is the training program that we provide for the leaders of the schools that borrow money.
That's a really cool program.
It's a really cool program. We've been in the process over the last 6 or 12 months of digitizing the content and trying to find a digital delivery or way to deliver the content to both teachers and leaders of the schools via their mobiles.
Oh, wow.
The challenge that we have in a bunch of markets is that connectivity is not so great and not so reliable. So we found a great partner that we can work with to push our content out to leaders and teachers. And actually that program is going to launch on Monday in Kumasi in Ghana, which we're really excited about.
Oh my gosh, so by the time you guys are watching this, the program's going to be live.
Perfect.
That's amazing. During your travels, you're in the field, you're visiting these schools. I'm sure that you meet hundreds of inspiring people. Is there any client or any student, any teacher that specifically stands out to you on just the reason you get up every morning and are excited to go to work?
I was actually in Rwanda a couple of weeks ago
on
an insight trip with some donors.
Awesome.
And we went to visit a cluster, our Source of Knowledge cluster, which is a group of school leaders that come together that meet 3 times every term, and they share ideas. In that cluster happened to be Bertha, the head teacher of Busy Bees Academy. And Busy Bees Academy was the school that won the Education Quality Awards, which is effectively the school that demonstrated the best gains in conditions for learning last year as a result of the program.
Yeah.
So it was so amazing to see how proud she was of winning this award, the progress that her school had made, but not just that, all of the other schools in her cluster, how proud they were to be a part of her cluster. And sharing from her experiences and her knowledge. It was actually a really touching story.
That's amazing. I love hearing stories like that, and that's so exciting for Busy Bee School and that great achievement and award on their part. The viewers that are watching right now, if they're headed to Africa, it's on their bucket list. What is one thing they absolutely can't miss?
Yeah, well, my favorite country to travel to and around is Tanzania. It's got this really cool mix of beautiful coastline, amazing safari in the Serengeti, Mount Kilimanjaro, and it's a really good, the whole country is a really good representative of life in East Africa. So it's kind of the whole package.
Well, I definitely want to go. Andrew, thank you so much for spending time with us this morning and answering some of our questions. If you guys have any questions on education finance, education quality, you can find out more on our website or find us on social media. Let us know there, and we'll get you a knowledgeable answer back here from Andrew. And thank you so much.
Of course.
Have a great day, everyone.